Okay guys, so as we are able to deploy our application on a Streamlined cloud platform and a render, so now it's time to deploy this application on a AWS platform. So let me share my screen and we'll have to do a couple of changes with respect to AWS deployment. So I'll try to show you those changes as well. So here, just try to go to Google and then from here, so you can try to search for AWS console login. And here, so just try to log in into your AWS account. So if you don't have an account, so please try to create an account first, then only you will be able to log in. So let's click on sign in and yeah, so I'm going to sign in using my root email address. So I'm going to select my root and I have my credential with me, so which I'm going to use to do a sign up. So my email ID. Okay, so this is my email ID, then next, and I'm going to put up my password. Obviously password won't be visible to any one of you. So here, and again, I'm going to call a sign in. It is going to ask me for my MFA code, multi-factor authentication code. So I'm going to pass, which is running in my mobile. So here, okay, so let me pass this one. And yeah, so I'm able to log in inside my AWS account. So this account login is required. So unless and until you don't have a account, you will not be able to perform any kind of a operation. Now just come on this search tab and then search for Elastic Beanstalk. So ELASTIC, Elastic Beanstalk. So here you will be able to find out application called Elastic Beanstalk. Now what Elastic Beanstalk does is it is going to help you out in terms of deploying any kind of a BIV application. So as you can see, Elastic Beanstalk is an easy to use service for deploying and scaling a BIV application and a services deployed with a Java, .NET, PHP, Node.js, Python, Ruby, Go, and Docker on a familiar servers such as Apache, Nginx, Passenger, and IIS. So this is something which Elastic Beanstalk is going to do. Now you have to click on create application. So first of all, you have to create an entire Elastic Beanstalk environment. Basically a container, or you can say a system you have to spin with respect to a Elastic Beanstalk. Then only you will be able to do a deployment. Otherwise, you will not be able to do a deployment. So I'll try to create this environment first, and then I'll try to tell you that what kind of a changes you have to make inside your code to deploy it. So I'm going to deploy inside this Elastic Beanstalk as a Docker file. Yeah, as a Docker file, I'm going to deploy it without even Dockerfile direct as a Python application. I will be able to deploy. There are multiple ways of doing a deployment, but yeah, so I'll try to show you the easy approach. So here application name I can try to give, and application name is basically RAG underscore app underscore Euron. Maybe this is the application name I'm going to give. Yes. And then I can try to leave a domain so that it will be able to give a domain automatically, or maybe I can try to give a domain name over here, RAG app hyphen Euron, and it is going to check that whether this domain is available or not. So looks like this domain is available. So at the end of the day, so this entire app will be available on this particular domain. So whatever I'm going to deploy, it will be available over there. Then you should come over here inside the platform section, and you have to choose the platform. So which platform you are going to use. This is very important. So here I'm going to use a Docker. Means I'm going to convert my entire file as a Docker image, and it's a very simple step. It's not a very a different step, difficult step. I'll try to show you that part. So here I'm going to choose a Docker, and then Docker anything. So this one I can try to choose platform version recommended, this one, and then I can try to click on next. Leave everything as it is. Don't have to do any kind of a changes at all. Okay. So click on next. Now these two things you have to set. A service role you have to set, and a instance profile you have to set over here. So if you are logging for the first time, or if you're trying to deploy for the first time, so you can come over here and then you can try to create a new IAM role, which is going to help you out or help your Elastic to access the things. So here click on next, and then click on next basically, and then click on a create role. So it will end up creating a role, and here you can try to give a name. So Euron, RAG application, right? Euron RAG application, and then create role. So with this Euron RAG application, it is going to create a role, and that role eventually you will be able to use it so that it will be having an access for services. Now, so I'm going to refresh it, and here, so Euron RAG application role is now visible. It's a very minimal step, right? And then here, so EC2 instance profile. So choose IAM instance profile, which manages policies that allow your EC2 instance to perform a required operation. So here I can choose my existing profile, or I can just go over here, and then just by doing next, I will be able to even create it. So Elastic Beanstalk for compute. So I can try to do next. And by default, it is going to create it for me. So by default, it is going to create it for me. So role AWS Elastic Beanstalk EC2 role has been created. So I can try to use this particular role, right? So here I can just click on refresh, and AWS Elastic EC2 instances role I can try to select. Okay, that's great. Now click on next. Yeah, click on next. Now after this, you don't have to do any kind of a setup, just next. Leave each and everything as it is. You don't have to do anything for this application. So click on next. There are so many setup that you can do for a real-time application. But yeah, so here I can try to click on next once again. And with a default setting, I'm just going ahead with that. So click on next once again. And everything is ready. So it is going to give you an environment detail, each and everything over here, and then click on create. Now, once you are going to click on create, your Elastic Beanstalk is going to take a couple of minutes of time. So maybe 3 to 4 minutes of time in general it takes, as per my experience, right? So 3 to 4 minutes of time it is going to take. And here this upload and deploy, the options, just see my cursor. So upload and deploy option that you are able to see, it will get activated. Means you can try to upload your application, and then eventually it will start deploying your application. Now to do that, I have to make some sort of a changes into my application. So as I have chosen environment is equals to Docker, right? So basically Docker running this one. So I have to convert my application into a Docker. And what is a Docker, by the way? So maybe some of you must be aware about a Docker. Those who are not aware about a Docker, let me tell you in a very simple definition, that Docker is nothing but a kind of a system you are going to create in a layman way, right? Kind of a box you are going to create. So where you are going to install the operating system, and you are going to install each and every requirements or dependencies, and then same thing you can upload anywhere, and it is going to work. So it will be technically a system independent. If it is working in your system, it is going to work in other system as well, right? Now to convert my application, this is my application, right? Close everything. Now to convert my application, this Euron RAG application as a Docker, I have to add a couple of things, and then I have to test it. So here what I will do is that I'll try to add a couple of requirements over here, right? So the very first thing that you have to add in this particular place is called as the main file, basically. So in this application called as D capital, again always capital, DOCKER, Docker, and then FILE, Dockerfile, and you will be able to see a symbol. By the time you are going to write Dockerfile, you will be able to see the symbol. So system will be able to recognize that, okay, fine, this is the Dockerfile. And then inside that you have to paste this particular code. Now this file is helping me out in terms of creating the whole environment, and then in terms of deploying it, right? Only this file will be responsible. So this file is going to convert everything into a Docker, as simple as that. It's a very basic file that you all will be able to find out. Now here, so I'm writing from Python 3.10 Slim. So Slim means basically just try to add a lightweighted version of the operating system, and then inside that try to install a Python 3.10. Then here I can try to give a URI API key. So it is going to override my actual API key. So here I'm going to give my URI API key, all the secrets. I can try to remove my environment file if I want, so that it will be able to take it from here, right? From this one. Then inside this image, or inside this container, or inside this operating system, you can say, because even you are working on operating system, right? Maybe a Linux, maybe a Mac, or maybe a Windows machine. So every time we try to create a folder, so similarly it is going to create a folder over here, and then whatever file that you are going to pass, whatever file except this one, whatever file you are going to pass, it is going to copy all of this file inside its own folder called as app folder. And then what it will do, it will try to install the way we are installing requirement.txt. So obviously Docker is nothing but it's a operating system, right? It's a lightweight operating system. It will try to install. So inside that, it will try to do this requirements, and then we are trying to open up this 8501 number port where I'm going to run my Streamlint application internally. So final command is going to be streamlint run app.py file at this particular exposed port number, and then this is the server universal address. So this is going to eventually a Docker file. Now this file is very much important in terms of deploying any kind of a application that we have. Yeah, that we have. Okay, that's great. So maybe what I can do is, so I can try to use this file, and then I can try to deploy this application. So how I'm going to deploy this application? So here, okay, now this environment successfully launched. So my environment is ready. A Docker based environment is ready. Yeah. Now here we have an option called as upload and deploy. Now what I'm going to upload? So whatever folder in which you have all of these code, including a Docker file, so you have to convert this entire file into a zip, right? It's very simple, right? Convert this entire file into a zip and then upload it, upload that particular zip file. Automatically, it will try to unzip and it will try to perform all the operations. You don't have to worry about anything. Let's do it. Let's see. So whether we are able to perform that operation or not. So I'll try to go to this folder. So where I'm keeping all the files. So let me remove the previous zip file. So delete it. Yeah, so delete it. Now inside this folder, as you can see, I have everything. Docker file, requirement.txt file, everything I have, even my app.py file is available over here. Now I'll try to do right click, and then I'll try to convert this into a zip file. Simple, right? So once I have a Docker file inside this, I have created a zip file. Now I'll try to go to my Elastic Beanstalk, AWS, and then upload and deploy. So here it is giving you an option, choose. So I'm going to choose from a directory. So wherever I have that file, so Euron rag application, this is the file that I have. I can try to click on open. So it is going to upload this particular file, right? This zip file, it is going to upload. And version, you can try to give your own label. Otherwise, system will give a label automatically, and then click on deploy. If everything goes fine, then it will be able to deploy. And if there is some sort of an issue, then obviously it is going to throw an issue, and you will be able to check inside this events, and then even inside the logs, we'll try to fix those issues. So as of now, if you are going to expand this one, so Elastic Beanstalk is updating your environment to cancel this operation abort. I don't want to cancel as of now. So let it create the environment and let it deploy this entire things. It will again take like a couple of minutes of time for all of us. So sit tight and let's see. So if we are going to get some sort of a issue. Okay, so it is telling me that command failed on instance running code, output engine execution has encountered an error. Instance deployed fail for instance C engine log, instance deploy, both Dockerfile and Docker AWS is missing in your source bundle, include at least one of them. Okay, I think there is a file. It is telling me that Docker file itself is missing, but here we have a Docker file. Okay, maybe I can check the cross check just for the cross verification. So dir, and my Docker file is available over here. So why it is telling me that my Docker file is missing, include at least one of them to deployment. My Docker file is already there. So docker. I hope I have not made any kind of a mistake with respect to naming. Not at all. It's like a symbol it is able to recognize. So my Docker file is available. Okay, I'll try to fix it. This is what I do all the time. Okay, so there was a minor issue. I have just zipped this entire folder. So instead of doing that, what I can do is this is the file inside my folder, right? These are the files which is available inside my folder. I can just select all the files, right click, and then compress to a zip file. So now this is the zip file I will be looking for, and this is the zip file I will be deploying, not this folder, because if I'm going to unzip that file, so there will be a Euron RAG application inside that zip folder. And that is the reason it was telling me that it is not able to recognize the Docker, right? So now it's ready, and choose an application. And then from here, so I have this application, Euron RAG application. So I can try to click, and then I can try to click on deploy. Now let's see. So if there will be any issue, I'll try to fix that issue, but I hope that there won't be any kind of issue I'm going to face now, at least. Okay, so still it is trying to update my environment. Environment update is starting, updating environment, this, fine. Let's wait for some time, guys. Okay, so instance deployment failed. For detail, the instance deployment failed, build a Docker image, deployment fail. Again, I have received, but this time the issue is different. Last time it was not able to find out Dockerfile, so which I have already fixed. This time, so it is trying to give me this issue. So I'll try to fix this particular issue. Environment was reverted back to the previous configuration. Okay, so let me fix this part now. Okay, everyone, so I'm able to fix the issue. The issue was, again, the second issue that we have received was with respect to a Facebook AI semantic search, like a similarity search database that we were trying to like configure. And because of that, it was giving me an issue. So we have added all the dependencies with respect to a Facebook AI similarity search. So here, these are the line which has been updated. And now if I'm going to bundle it up, so here, I'll just try to delete the previous bundle which I have tested. So Control A and then right click and then compress to a zip file. So now if I'm going to bundle, and the same updated code is available now with all of you. So here rag underscore app underscore like a Euron. So this is the zip I'm going to create. And I'll go to my Elastic Beanstalk and then upload and deploy. So choose and then rag app Euron, the zip which I have created just now. So open and then click on deploy. Now, once I'm going to click on deploy, it will take approximately 3-4 minutes of time, and then it is going to finally deploy it. And on this URL, I will be able to see the final deployed one. And the code is already available inside your dashboard. So whenever you are using it, so you are going to use a updated code, the final version. So where I have fixed all the issues and without any kind of a hassle, you all will be able to deploy. Apart from that, so little bit of like a small change into a Docker file. Apart from that, there is no changes that you will be able to find out. So just wait for some time, guys, 3 to 4 minutes, and then our app will be up and running. Okay, so looks like almost it's on a verge of completion, and just wait for a couple of more seconds. Environment health has transitioned from OK to info. Application update in progress, running for 10 seconds. Okay. So we'll wait for some time and we'll see so whether successfully we are able to launch our first app on AWS or not. And hopefully we will be. Okay, so environment updated successfully completed. Info, health info. I can try to check. I can try to come over here. And this is the application name. So RAG app Euron. And this is the folder name which I had given, right? So I can try to click on this URL. And this is the final deployed URL. And here I can try to ask a question that who is, right? So I can try to come over here and then I can try to like ask a question that who is Sudhanshu Kumar. And yes, it should be able to give me an answer. So whatever question which I'm going to ask, because this was a data which was a part of my RAG. So yeah, it's like able to give me all the like output the way I was expecting. Birthplace of Sudhanshu. it will be able to give me a workplace of Sudhanshu. I can try to ask whatever question in whatever way I want, and it's a LLM based RAG application. So obviously it is going to give me the response. So successfully, finally, we are able to deploy our application inside AWS Elastic Beanstalk. Now, once you are going to deploy, once you are going to test it, so never forget to terminate your environment. So if you are not going to terminate it, you will have to pay the bill. So here you can try to select your environment and then click on terminate environment. And here, so you can try to give your environment name and eventually it is going to terminate it. If you are not doing it, again, I'm warning you. So you are going to pay a bill for that, right? As long as this will be up and running, so you are going to pay a bill for that. So make sure that you are terminating this entire environment after using it. So fine guys, with that, thank you so much. Hope all of you are able to build your very first RAG application. You must be able to deploy it inside a Streamlit, inside a render, as well as inside a AWS environment. And going forward, so we'll try to build a massive application on top of the knowledge that we are trying to get from this entire lecture. Plus, I'll keep on giving you a lot of assignments. So please try to check your assignment directory as well. So your assignment like a section, and just try to complete those assignments in an end-to-end way. It is going to give you a lot of knowledge. Believe me, it is going to give you a lot of knowledge. Plus, in the existing app itself, you can try to do a modification if you want. Again, that is going to enhance your knowledge at the end of the day. With that, thank you so much, everyone. Take care and see you again in my next lecture.